The Big Bang Theory might be missing something critical. There is a terrifying possibility that modern science rarely admits out loud. The universe may not make sense. For decades, humanity believed it was getting closer to the ultimate explanation of reality. We mapped galaxies, measured the movement of stars, photographed black holes, and traced the cosmic afterglow of the Big Bang itself. Piece by piece, we built a story about how everything began. A story so powerful that it became the foundation of modern cosmology. But beneath that story lies a fracture, a question so disturbing that even the greatest physicists in history could not answer it. Why does anything exist at all? Not planets, not galaxies, not life, anything. Because according to the laws of physics, the birth of the universe should have been impossible. Matter should not spontaneously emerge from absolute nothingness. Time should not suddenly appear where time did not exist before. Space itself should not erupt into existence without cause, structure, or explanation. And yet, here you are, alive inside a universe that should never have happened. The deeper scientists look into the origins of reality, the stranger reality becomes. The equations begin to collapse. Logic starts bending under its own weight. The closer we move toward the beginning of time, the more the cosmos stops behaving like a machine and starts behaving like a mystery. What existed before the Big Bang? Why are the laws of nature so perfectly balanced? Why does mathematics describe the universe with impossible precision? Why is most of reality invisible? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all, what if the Big Bang Theory is not the final explanation of existence, but evidence that humanity is still standing at the very edge of understanding? Tonight, we are not just exploring the universe. We are exploring the limits of human thought itself. And by the end of this journey, the cosmos may feel far larger, far stranger, and far more alive than you ever imagined. The universe should not exist. There is something deeply wrong with the fact that reality exists. Most people never think about it because existence feels normal. The stars above us feel permanent. Galaxies feel ancient and stable. Space itself feels like the natural stage upon which everything unfolds. But the moment you begin asking how any of this appeared at all, reality becomes terrifyingly unstable. Because the laws of physics describe how matter behaves inside the universe. They describe motion, energy, gravity, radiation, and quantum interactions. But those same laws struggle to explain why there is a universe in the first place. And that creates one of the greatest paradoxes in science. The universe should not exist. According to quantum physics, empty space is not truly empty. Even the vacuum of space vibrates with invisible energy fields producing tiny fluctuations that briefly create particles before they disappear again. Some physicists believe our entire universe may have emerged from a fluctuation like this billions of years ago. But that explanation creates an even deeper mystery. Where did those quantum fields come from? Why did the laws allowing those fluctuations already exist? Who wrote the mathematical rules governing reality before reality itself existed? The deeper we investigate the origin of existence, the more every answer seems to generate larger questions. And then comes the most disturbing realization of all. The universe appears extraordinarily ordered. If reality had emerged from pure chaos, we would expect disorder on every level. Instead, the cosmos obeys elegant mathematical structures with astonishing precision. Gravity behaves consistently across billions of light years. Atomic particles follow predictable patterns. Light moves at the exact same speed everywhere in the observable universe. It is almost as if the cosmos emerged already carrying instructions within itself. That idea has unsettled scientists for generations, because order usually comes from structure. Structure usually comes from rules. And rules imply something even more mysterious: information. Some physicists now suspect that information may be more fundamental than matter itself, that beneath particles, stars, galaxies, and spacetime, reality may rest upon hidden informational architecture we still do not understand, which raises an uncomfortable possibility. Perhaps the universe is not simply a random accident drifting through meaningless chaos. Perhaps existence is the visible surface of something far deeper. And if that is true, then the Big Bang may not represent the creation of reality. It may represent the moment reality became visible to us. But to understand why that changes everything, we first need to confront a question that completely destroys human intuition about existence itself. What if time had a beginning? The day time was born. Human beings are trapped inside time. Every memory you have, every fear, every dream, every moment of your existence unfolds inside an invisible current carrying you relentlessly forward. Time feels eternal because it surrounds every experience you have ever known. Even when you imagine the distant past, your mind still assumes there was always a before. But modern cosmology presents a possibility so strange that the human brain struggles to process it. There may have been no before the Big Bang, not because we lack information, because time itself may not have existed. This is where the universe stops behaving like common sense and begins behaving like something almost alien. When scientists trace cosmic expansion backward, they discover that galaxies move closer together, temperatures rise, and space-time itself compresses toward an unimaginably dense state. Eventually, all known physics approaches a boundary where the equations no longer function properly. Most people imagine this as an explosion happening inside empty space. But the Big Bang was not an explosion inside the universe. It was the expansion of space itself. And if space began there, then time may have begun there too. That idea changes everything. Because if time started at the Big Bang, asking what happened before it may be like asking what is north of the North Pole. The question itself may collapse under the structure of reality. Yet something about that explanation feels incomplete. Because human intuition rebels against beginnings without causes. Every effect we observe has a trigger. Every event emerges from something earlier. A collapsing star creates a black hole. A spark creates fire. A thought becomes action. Cause and effect govern the entire universe we experience. But at the origin of existence, that chain suddenly breaks. The universe appears without a prior moment. Reality emerges without a previous stage. Time begins without transition. And this creates one of the most disturbing implications in all of science. Causality itself may have limits. The laws governing the universe may not extend all the way to the beginning because the concept of before may dissolve completely near the birth of spacetime. Imagine standing at the edge of a waterfall and realizing the river above it does not exist. That is what cosmologists face when studying the beginning of time. The deeper they investigate, the more the foundations of logic begin to tremble. Even Albert Einstein understood how strange this was. His theory of relativity revealed that time is not fixed or universal. It stretches near gravity. It slows near massive objects. Motion itself changes the flow of time. The universe was already stranger than humanity imagined. But relativity also opened the door to something even more unsettling. Time may not be fundamental at all. Some modern physicists now suspect that time could emerge from deeper processes beneath space-time itself. In certain quantum gravity theories, time behaves less like a permanent dimension and more like a temporary effect produced by hidden structures we cannot directly perceive. If that idea is true, then the flow of time you experience every second may not be part of the deepest layer of reality. It may be a surface phenomenon, an illusion generated by something beyond our current understanding. And suddenly the Big Bang becomes far more than the birth of stars and galaxies. It becomes the moment the universe itself awakened into sequence, change, motion, and experience. The moment the cosmos began moving from possibility into history. But there is another mystery hidden beneath this idea, one far darker and far more difficult to imagine. Because if time truly began at the Big Bang, then what existed before creation was not darkness, not emptiness, not silence. It was something far stranger than nothing itself. The silence before creation. Try to imagine absolute nothingness. Not an empty room, not deep space, not darkness stretching endlessly across a void. Because darkness still requires space to exist within. Silence still requires time for sound to be absent. Even emptiness assumes the existence of dimensions waiting to be filled. Now remove all of it. No atoms, no energy, no gravity, no laws of physics, no distance, no direction, no time, no space, no structure capable of containing existence itself. The human mind cannot truly visualize this condition because every thought you have is built from experiences inside reality. Language collapses when trying to describe the absence of existence because words themselves depend on contrast, sequence, and meaning generated by the universe. And yet, modern cosmology forces us toward this terrifying boundary. If the Big Bang was truly the beginning of spacetime, then reality emerged from something beyond physical description. This is where science encounters a silence so profound that it almost feels forbidden. For centuries, humanity assumed the universe must have originated from some form of primordial substance. Ancient civilizations imagined cosmic oceans, eternal darkness, divine chaos, or invisible realms existing before creation. Even early scientists believed the cosmos might have emerged from pre-existing material. But the deeper modern physics explores the origin of reality, the less room remains for any familiar concept of before. And that creates an almost unbearable paradox. How can something emerge where there is no framework allowing emergence itself? This question has haunted some of the greatest scientific minds in history, because every explanation eventually reaches a wall beyond which logic itself begins to weaken. Quantum mechanics complicates the mystery even further. At microscopic scales, particles appear capable of emerging unpredictably from quantum fluctuations. Reality behaves less like a machine and more like a sea of probabilities constantly shifting beneath observation. Some physicists believe the universe itself may have originated from a quantum event beyond classical understanding. But again, the same problem returns. Quantum mechanics still requires mathematical structure. It still requires laws. It still requires a system capable of generating probabilities. And that means the deeper mystery remains untouched. Why do those laws exist at all? Why does mathematics govern reality? Why is there a system instead of absolute non-existence? There is something deeply unsettling about the fact that the universe appears comprehensible enough for conscious beings to study it. The cosmos did not emerge as meaningless chaos. It emerged with stable constants, predictable behavior, elegant geometry, and physical laws capable of producing stars, planets, chemistry, biology, memory, intelligence, and eventually observers asking questions about their own existence. That chain of events feels impossibly fragile. And yet, here we are, looking backward across nearly 14 billion years toward a beginning we cannot fully explain, listening to the silence before creation, a silence unlike anything the human mind encounters in ordinary life. Because this silence was not the absence of sound, it was the absence of reality itself. And perhaps the strangest part of all is this. The universe did not emerge randomly and remain simple. It evolved toward complexity. Galaxies formed. Stars ignited. Heavy elements were forged inside stellar furnaces. Planets appeared. Life awakened. Consciousness emerged. The cosmos became aware enough to question its own beginning. That progression almost feels directional, as though reality carried hidden potential from the very start, which raises a dangerous possibility. What if the universe was never empty at all? What if beneath spacetime, beneath matter, beneath energy itself, there exists a hidden structure we still cannot see? Because modern science is beginning to realize something astonishing. Most of the universe may already be invisible to us. The universe is hiding most of itself. Everything you have ever seen is only a fraction of reality. Every star burning in the night sky, every planet orbiting distant suns, every galaxy captured by powerful telescopes, every atom inside your body represents only a tiny visible layer of the cosmos. For most of human history, we believed the universe was made of the things we could observe. Matter appeared solid and understandable. Space seemed mostly empty. The stars looked like isolated islands scattered across darkness. But the deeper science explored the cosmos, the more disturbing the truth became. The universe is almost entirely invisible. This realization did not emerge from philosophy or speculation. It came from observation. Galaxies were moving in ways that made no sense. Stars near their outer edges were orbiting far too quickly. According to gravity, those galaxies should have torn themselves apart billions of years ago. But they did not. Something unseen was holding them together. At first, scientists assumed they had made mistakes in their calculations. But decade after decade, the evidence continued growing stronger. Massive, invisible structures appeared to surround galaxies, like enormous hidden skeletons shaping the architecture of the universe itself. That invisible presence became known as dark matter, and nobody knows what it is. Not because scientists have ignored it, because dark matter refuses to behave like ordinary matter at all. It does not emit light. It does not absorb light. It cannot be directly observed. Humanity discovered its existence only because gravity revealed its fingerprints across the cosmos. Imagine walking through a forest and seeing trees bending violently in every direction while the wind itself remains completely invisible. That is how modern cosmology discovered dark matter, by watching the universe react to something hidden. And then, the mystery became even stranger. In the late 20th century, astronomers studying distant supernovae discovered that the expansion of the universe was accelerating. Not slowing down due to gravity as expected, but speeding up as though space itself were being pushed outward by an unknown force. That force became known as dark energy, and its existence shattered the remaining confidence scientists had about understanding the cosmos. Because dark energy appears to dominate reality itself. Everything humanity has ever touched, seen, measured, or experienced represents only about 5% of the universe. The remaining 95% is invisible and fundamentally mysterious. Think about what that means. Human civilization developed philosophy, religion, science, mathematics, technology, and entire worldviews while being aware of only a tiny fragment of existence. It is like discovering that an entire ocean surrounds a small island where humanity believed all reality existed. And the deeper scientists investigate this invisible cosmos, the stranger the picture becomes. Some researchers suspect dark matter may consist of undiscovered particles drifting silently through us every second. Others believe dark energy could be connected to the structure of spacetime itself. There are even theories suggesting that invisible dimensions beyond our perception may influence the behavior of reality from hidden layers we cannot directly access. Suddenly, the universe no longer feels stable or fully visible. It feels incomplete, as though humanity is observing shadows projected from deeper mechanisms operating beneath existence itself. And there is something almost haunting about that realization. Right now, at this exact moment, forces you cannot see are shaping the motion of galaxies, controlling the expansion of the cosmos, and determining the fate of reality itself. Invisible structures govern the universe, yet human beings evolved to perceive only the narrowest slice of existence necessary for survival. Which raises a profound question. If most of reality is hidden from us, how can we trust our understanding of the cosmos at all? Because perhaps the greatest illusion humanity ever believed was that the universe was designed to be understandable. And that question leads directly into another mystery so strange that it has unsettled physicists, philosophers, and mathematicians for centuries. Why does the universe obey mathematics with such terrifying precision? Why does the cosmos obey mathematics? There is something deeply unnatural about the fact that mathematics works. Not just simple arithmetic or measurements created for daily life, but abstract equations capable of describing black holes, predicting the movement of galaxies, and revealing invisible particles long before they are discovered. Somehow, symbols invented inside the human mind can predict the behavior of the universe with astonishing precision. That should disturb us more than it does. Because mathematics is not made of matter. You cannot touch an equation. You cannot hold geometry in your hands. Numbers have no mass, no temperature, no physical form. And yet reality behaves as though the universe itself understands mathematical law. The planets orbit stars according to measurable patterns. Light bends through space-time with perfect consistency. Quantum particles obey probabilities described through equations so accurate they can predict outcomes to unimaginable levels of precision. Again and again, mathematics does not merely approximate reality. It reveals it. This strange relationship between the human mind and the cosmos has puzzled scientists for generations. Even Albert Einstein admitted that the most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible. Think about how strange that truly is. Human beings evolved on a small rocky planet orbiting an ordinary star at the edge of one galaxy among billions. Our brains developed primarily for survival, to hunt, avoid danger, recognize faces, and navigate physical environments. Nothing about evolution required humans to understand space-time curvature, quantum mechanics, or the birth of stars. And yet somehow the human mind can uncover equations describing the behavior of reality across billions of light years. Why? Why should the universe be readable through mathematics at all? Some scientists argue that mathematics is simply a tool humans invented to organize observations, but others suspect something far more unsettling. Perhaps mathematics is not an invention, Perhaps it is the underlying language of existence itself. This idea changes the entire relationship between consciousness and reality. Because if mathematics exists independently of humanity, then the universe may possess structure at levels far deeper than matter or energy. The equations discovered by physicists would not merely describe reality, they would reveal the hidden architecture beneath it. And the deeper science explores the cosmos, the more reality begins to resemble information. Quantum mechanics suggests particles behave less like solid objects and more like probability patterns. Black holes appear connected to informational limits within spacetime. Some modern theories even propose that space itself may emerge from deeper informational networks encoded beneath the visible universe. Reality begins to look less like a collection of physical objects and more like an enormous system governed by invisible rules, almost like a cosmic code. This is where the mystery becomes philosophical as much as scientific. Because if the universe is fundamentally mathematical, then existence may not be random chaos that accidentally organized itself. Instead, reality may emerge from principles so deep and abstract that human civilization has only barely begun to detect them. And perhaps the most unsettling possibility is this: the universe may be structured in ways consciousness is uniquely capable of recognizing. That idea creates a strange bridge between the human mind and the cosmos itself. The equations describing distant galaxies are discovered inside human awareness. The universe becomes understandable only because conscious observers can decode its patterns. In a sense, the cosmos studies itself through us. But mathematics reveals another terrifying truth hiding beneath reality. The laws governing the universe are balanced with such impossible precision that even microscopic changes would erase everything. No stars, no planets, no life, no observers asking questions beneath the night sky, which raises the next great mystery. Why is reality so perfectly calibrated for existence? The strange precision of reality. The universe exists on a knife's edge. That is not poetry. It is one of the most disturbing discoveries in modern science. Everything around you depends on physical constants balanced with terrifying precision. Gravity, electromagnetism, nuclear forces, the expansion rate of the universe, the mass of subatomic particles, the structure of atoms, the formation of stars. Every one of these systems operates within ranges so narrow that even tiny deviations would destroy the possibility of existence itself. Most people assume the universe is vast, chaotic, and random. But beneath that apparent chaos lies extraordinary order. If gravity were slightly stronger, stars would burn too quickly and collapse before planets could form. If gravity were slightly weaker, galaxies might never have formed at all. If the electromagnetic force changed even minimally, atoms could not stabilize. Chemistry would fail. Matter itself would become impossible. The universe appears balanced with impossible accuracy. And the deeper scientists investigate these constants, the more unsettling the situation becomes. One of the strangest examples involves the expansion of the universe immediately after the Big Bang. If that expansion had differed by even an unimaginably tiny fraction, reality would have collapsed instantly or expanded too rapidly for stars and galaxies to form. No structure, no matter, no life, nothing. The numbers are so precise that many physicists struggle to believe it happened randomly. Imagine throwing a dart across the entire observable universe and striking a single invisible atom on the first attempt. Even that comparison fails to capture the scale of this precision. Reality behaves as though it was calibrated. That word makes many scientists uncomfortable because calibration suggests intentional balance, and modern cosmology prefers explanations emerging naturally from physical law. But the problem remains. The constants governing existence appear astonishingly fine-tuned for complexity, stability, and life. Some researchers attempt to explain this through the multiverse hypothesis. According to this idea, there may be countless universes with different physical laws. Most would be lifeless chaos. We happen to exist in one of the rare universes where the conditions allow observers to emerge. But that explanation creates another mystery. What mechanism generates these universes? What deeper system produces entirely different realities with different laws? The question never disappears, it simply moves deeper. And perhaps that is what makes cosmology so unsettling. Every answer opens a larger unknown behind it. There is also something emotionally profound about realizing how fragile existence truly is. Human civilization often behaves as though reality is permanent and inevitable. But the universe itself may depend on balances so delicate that a slightly different cosmos would remain dark, empty, and silent forever. No oceans, no forests, no music, no memories, no consciousness capable of wondering why the stars exist. The entire history of life may rest upon microscopic balances hidden within the foundations of reality. And yet, these balances persist across billions of years and unimaginable distances. The same laws operate everywhere we look. The same mathematical structures govern galaxies billions of light years away. The universe behaves with consistency so extraordinary that it almost feels intentional, though science cannot explain why. That realization creates a strange emotional tension. The cosmos feels both indifferent and strangely ordered at the same time, violent enough to destroy stars, precise enough to create life. And this is where the mystery takes another dramatic turn. Because some physicists are beginning to suspect that space itself may not be passive emptiness at all. Instead, the fabric of reality may possess hidden activity beneath what we perceive. The universe may not simply contain life. The universe itself may behave more like a living system than anyone ever imagined. The possibility that space is alive. For centuries, humanity imagined space as emptiness, a cold vacuum stretching endlessly between stars, a silent backdrop where galaxies drift through darkness like isolated islands floating in nothingness. Even today, most people still picture the cosmos as a gigantic container holding matter inside it. But modern physics has begun revealing something deeply unsettling. Space may not be empty at all. In fact, what we call empty space may be one of the most active and mysterious structures in existence. At the quantum level, the vacuum of space behaves almost like a restless ocean. Particles appear and vanish constantly. Invisible fluctuations ripple through spacetime. Energy emerges briefly from apparent nothingness before disappearing again. The deeper scientists investigate the vacuum, the less it resembles emptiness, and the more it resembles hidden activity operating beneath reality itself. This changes the entire meaning of existence, because if space is active, then the universe is not made of isolated objects separated by emptiness. Instead, everything may emerge from deeper processes unfolding inside spacetime itself. Matter becomes less like independent substance and more like patterns forming within a larger field, almost like waves appearing on the surface of an invisible cosmic sea. Some physicists now suspect that particles are not truly fundamental at all. According to certain theories, what we perceive as matter could simply be excitations of underlying quantum fields extending throughout the entire universe. In other words, every atom in your body may be connected to invisible structures filling all of spacetime. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are an expression of it. And then the mystery becomes even stranger. There are growing scientific ideas suggesting spacetime itself may possess emergent behavior, almost like a system capable of organizing information. Some researchers propose that gravity could emerge from deeper informational processes. Others believe spacetime may arise from quantum entanglement networks connecting reality beneath the visible universe. Suddenly, the cosmos no longer feels mechanical. It feels dynamic, responsive, interconnected, almost alive. Not alive in the biological sense, not conscious in the way humans experience awareness, but active in ways that challenge the old image of the universe as dead matter drifting through meaningless emptiness. Even the structure of galaxies hints at hidden organization. Cosmic filaments stretch across billions of light years, forming enormous interconnected webs linking clusters of galaxies together. When scientists mapped these structures, many were shocked by how similar they appeared to neural networks inside the human brain. The comparison may be coincidental, or it may reveal something profound about how complexity naturally organizes itself across reality. There is a strange symmetry between the cosmos and consciousness. Both emerge from vast networks. Both process information. Both evolve through hidden interactions occurring beneath the surface. And perhaps that is why the universe increasingly feels less like a machine and more like a process unfolding from within itself. Some philosophers and physicists have even entertained the possibility that consciousness may not be entirely separate from the fabric of reality. That awareness could arise naturally wherever complexity reaches sufficient depth. If true, consciousness may not be an accident appearing briefly in a dead universe. It may be part of a larger cosmic tendency toward self-awareness, a universe slowly learning to observe itself. That possibility transforms humanity's place in existence. You are no longer merely a biological creature standing apart from the cosmos. You are a temporary arrangement of stardust through which the universe reflects upon its own existence. And yet, the deeper we look into space-time, the more reality seems connected to another terrifying phenomenon hidden across the cosmos. Black holes, objects so extreme that they distort space, time, information, and perhaps even the birth of universes themselves. Because some scientists now suspect there may be a connection between black holes and the origin of reality that could change everything we think we know about the Big Bang. The black hole connection nobody can explain. Black holes are the closest thing the universe has to forbidden places, regions where gravity becomes so extreme that not even light can escape, boundaries beyond which space and time behave in ways that challenge everything modern physics believes about reality. For decades, black holes were treated as cosmic monsters, violent endings produced when massive stars collapse under their own gravity. But the deeper scientists studied them, the stranger they became. Because black holes do not simply destroy information, they seem connected to the deepest structure of the universe itself. At the center of every black hole lies a singularity, a point where density becomes infinite and the known laws of physics collapse completely. Mathematics stops functioning normally. Space bends beyond comprehension. Time itself may lose meaning. That sounds disturbingly familiar, because the Big Bang also appears to begin with a singularity. Two of the greatest mysteries in cosmology are linked by the exact same breakdown of physics, and that coincidence has led some scientists toward a radical possibility. What if black holes are not endings? What if they are beginnings? Some modern theories suggest that when matter collapses inside a black hole, it may create conditions similar to those present at the birth of the universe itself. Instead of leading to absolute destruction, the collapse could trigger the formation of a new, expanding space-time region disconnected from the parent universe. A new universe. This idea sounds like science fiction, yet serious physicists have explored versions of it for decades. According to certain models, our entire cosmos may have originated inside a black hole existing within another, larger universe. If true, the Big Bang would not represent absolute creation. It would represent transition. Our universe would be the interior of a cosmic structure born from processes unfolding beyond our observable reality. And suddenly, existence becomes far stranger than humanity ever imagined. Because if universes can emerge from black holes, then reality may behave like an endless chain of cosmic births nested inside larger realities beyond our perception. Universes creating universes, cosmos emerging from collapse, existence reproducing itself through gravitational death and rebirth. The idea becomes even more unsettling when scientists study how black holes interact with information. According to quantum mechanics, information cannot truly be destroyed, yet black holes appear capable of erasing everything falling into them. This contradiction created one of the greatest crises in theoretical physics, known as the black hole information paradox. For decades, some of the greatest minds in science struggled to solve it. Eventually, researchers discovered something astonishing. Black holes may store information on their surfaces, encoded across their event horizons like cosmic memory. This realization led to revolutionary ideas suggesting that space-time itself may function holographically, that the three-dimensional universe we experience could emerge from deeper informational structures encoded at lower dimensional boundaries. Reality begins to resemble projection rather than solid physical substance. Matter becomes secondary, information becomes fundamental, and once again, the universe starts looking less like random chaos and more like hidden architecture operating beneath visible existence. There is something profoundly unsettling about this shift. The stars above you may not represent the deepest layer of reality. Space itself may emerge from processes hidden beyond human perception. Even time may be secondary to deeper informational systems we barely understand. And black holes sit directly at the center of this mystery, silent, invisible, waiting at the edges of galaxies like fractures in reality itself. The deeper scientists investigate them, the more black holes seem connected not only to gravity and space-time, but to consciousness, information, and the origin of existence itself. Which raises another dangerous question. What if consciousness is not merely observing the universe from the outside? What if awareness itself is woven into the structure of reality in ways science has only begun to suspect? consciousness may be part of the mystery. There is one phenomenon in the universe more mysterious than black holes, dark matter, or the Big Bang itself: consciousness. The simple fact that the universe can be experienced at all. Right now, electrical patterns moving through your brain are somehow producing awareness. Thoughts, emotions, memory, the sensation of being alive. And despite centuries of science, nobody fully understands how matter creates subjective experience. This problem has become so profound that some scientists and philosophers now question whether consciousness can truly be explained through ordinary physics alone. Because awareness behaves differently from everything else we observe in nature. You can measure mass, you can measure temperature, you can calculate gravity, but consciousness cannot be directly observed from the outside. It exists only through experience itself, and that creates one of the deepest mysteries in existence. Why should a universe made of particles and forces produce inner experience at all? The more science advances, the stranger this question becomes. Neuroscience can identify brain activity connected to thoughts and emotions, but correlation is not explanation. Mapping electrical signals does not explain why those signals produce the feeling of existence. No equation currently explains why atoms arranged in a certain pattern suddenly become aware of themselves. At some point, matter wakes up, and nobody knows why. This mystery becomes even more unsettling when connected to quantum physics. At microscopic scales, reality behaves in bizarre ways that seem linked to observation itself. Quantum particles exist in states of probability until measured. Possibilities collapse into definite outcomes during interaction. Some interpretations of quantum mechanics have led researchers to wonder whether consciousness plays a deeper role in shaping observable reality. Most physicists remain cautious about these ideas, yet the mystery refuses to disappear. Because consciousness sits directly at the intersection between observer and universe. Without awareness, there is no experience of reality, no perception of stars, no recognition of time, no meaning. In a strange sense, the universe only becomes a known universe when conscious beings observe it. That realization has led some thinkers toward a profound possibility. What if consciousness is not an accidental byproduct of matter? What if it is woven into reality at a fundamental level? Certain theories propose that consciousness may emerge naturally wherever information becomes sufficiently integrated and complex. Others suggest awareness could exist in primitive forms throughout nature itself, embedded within the fabric of existence long before biological life appeared. These ideas remain controversial, yet they reveal how desperate science has become to explain the mystery of subjective experience. Because the traditional picture no longer feels complete. A dead mechanical universe somehow produced beings capable of love, imagination, curiosity, fear, beauty, and existential reflection. The cosmos evolved nervous systems capable of studying the cosmos itself. That fact is astonishing. After billions of years of cosmic evolution, hydrogen atoms forged inside ancient stars eventually became human minds asking questions about the origin of reality. The universe became conscious enough to wonder why it exists. And perhaps that is not a meaningless coincidence. Perhaps consciousness is part of the story from the beginning. Some scientists now suspect the emergence of intelligence may represent a natural tendency within complex systems. Under the right conditions, matter organizes itself into life. Life evolves toward awareness. Awareness begins exploring the universe that created it. The process almost feels recursive, the cosmos generating observers capable of decoding the cosmos. And yet, this realization creates another terrifying implication. If consciousness is connected to the fabric of reality more deeply than we understand, then humanity may not be standing outside the mystery observing it safely. We may already be inside it, part of it. Expressions of a universe far stranger than modern science is prepared to explain. And if that is true, then perhaps the Big Bang was never the true beginning after all. Perhaps it was only one moment in a far larger cycle of existence, stretching beyond the limits of time itself. What if the Big Bang was not the beginning? For most of modern history, the Big Bang has been treated as the ultimate starting point, the first moment, the birth of everything. The instant reality itself erupted into existence nearly 14 billion years ago. But the deeper scientists investigate the cosmos, the more unstable that idea becomes. Because the Big Bang explains expansion. It explains how the universe evolved after its earliest observable moments. But it does not fully explain why existence began at all. And that gap has opened the door to theories so vast and unsettling that they completely transform humanity's understanding of reality. What if the Big Bang was not the beginning? What if it was only a transition inside something much larger? Some cosmologists now explore the possibility of a cyclic universe. In these models, the cosmos does not begin once and end forever. Instead, universes expand, collapse, and are reborn endlessly across unimaginable stretches of time. A cosmic heartbeat, birth followed by death, death followed by rebirth, again and again without absolute beginning. In certain versions of these theories, our current universe may have emerged from the collapse of a previous universe existing before the Big Bang. Space did not emerge from nothing. It transformed from an earlier cosmic phase beyond our observational reach. The implications are staggering, because if another universe existed before ours, then reality may be eternal. No absolute beginning, no final edge, only endless transformation. Other physicists propose something equally strange called eternal inflation. According to this idea, the rapid expansion associated with the Big Bang may still be happening beyond the observable universe. Vast regions of space-time continue generating entirely new universes like bubbles forming within an infinite cosmic ocean. Each universe could possess different physical laws, different dimensions, different structures of reality, different versions of existence itself. Our cosmos would become only one tiny region within an incomprehensibly larger multiverse. And suddenly, the observable universe no longer feels immense. It feels microscopic. There are also theories suggesting the Big Bang emerged from quantum processes occurring outside classical space-time altogether. In some models, the universe may have experienced a quantum bounce. Instead of collapsing into absolute singularity, a previous cosmic state compressed to an extreme limit before rebounding outward into expansion. Not creation from nothing, transformation through quantum rebirth. Again and again, the pattern repeats. The deeper science explores origins, the more reality refuses to behave like a simple beginning. Existence appears layered, recursive, possibly infinite. And perhaps the strangest part of all is this. Every new theory pushes the mystery further away rather than eliminating it. If universes emerge from earlier universes, what generated the larger system? If the multiverse exists, what governs the multiverse? If reality is eternal, why does it exist at all? Humanity keeps approaching the horizon of understanding only to discover another horizon beyond it. This is where cosmology becomes deeply philosophical, because the human mind craves beginnings. We want clear origins, simple explanations, and final answers. But reality may not operate according to human intuition. The cosmos may be far older, stranger, and more structurally complex than the brain evolved to comprehend. And that realization changes the emotional meaning of the Big Bang entirely. Instead of representing the absolute birth of reality, the Big Bang may simply mark the limit of human visibility, the point beyond which our current understanding cannot yet penetrate. Like ancient sailors reaching the edge of known maps while the ocean continued infinitely into darkness. Perhaps humanity is standing at a similar boundary now, not at the end of discovery, but at the beginning of a far deeper mystery. And there is one final possibility more unsettling than all the others. What if the greatest obstacle preventing us from understanding the universe is not technology, mathematics, or physics, but the structure of the human mind itself? Humanity may be asking the wrong question. There is a possibility so unsettling that most people instinctively avoid it. Human beings may not be capable of fully understanding reality, not because we lack intelligence, not because science has failed, but because the human mind itself may have limits built into its structure. Every species on Earth experiences only a narrow slice of existence. Dogs hear frequencies humans cannot. Birds navigate through magnetic fields invisible to us. Deep-sea creatures perceive worlds entirely alien to human senses. Evolution does not create minds designed to perceive ultimate truth. It creates minds capable of survival. And that raises a terrifying question. What if human consciousness evolved to survive reality, not comprehend it? The universe may contain layers of existence completely inaccessible to human intuition. Entire dimensions of reality could surround us while remaining permanently invisible to our perception, not because they are hidden, but because the human brain was never designed to process them. That idea changes everything. Because modern cosmology already forces us to confront concepts that break ordinary cognition. Infinity, quantum superposition, curved spacetime, timeless states, higher dimensions. The human brain struggles with these ideas because our intuition evolved in a world of rocks, gravity, movement, and biological survival, not cosmic truth. Even language itself may be limiting our understanding. Human thought depends heavily on categories such as beginning and end, cause and effect, object and observer. But reality at its deepest level may not obey those distinctions at all. We ask what existed before the Big Bang because human minds assume time flows linearly. We ask where the universe came from because human thought assumes all things must emerge from somewhere. But perhaps these questions already distort the mystery before we even begin searching for answers. It is possible that the universe cannot be fully translated into human concepts. That realization has haunted philosophers and physicists alike. Some scientists suspect that mathematics succeeds where language fails because reality itself may operate beyond ordinary human reasoning. Equations can describe behaviors the mind cannot intuitively visualize. In a strange way, humanity may already be communicating with the cosmos through mathematical patterns more advanced than direct understanding. Like ancient civilizations decoding signals from an unknown intelligence without fully comprehending the message. And perhaps that is exactly where we are now, standing inside a universe vastly larger than the mental frameworks we inherited through evolution. There is also something emotionally humbling about this possibility. Human civilization once believed Earth stood at the center of existence. Then we learned Earth orbited the Sun. Later, we discovered the Sun was one ordinary star among hundreds of billions inside one galaxy among trillions. Each scientific revolution removed humanity from the center. Perhaps the next revolution will remove human cognition itself from the center of reality. Perhaps consciousness is not the final observer. Perhaps the universe contains structures of existence so immense and abstract that human thought can only glimpse their shadows indirectly. And yet, despite these limitations, something extraordinary has happened. A species born on a small planet learned to study the stars. Atoms forged in stellar explosions became minds capable of questioning existence itself. Against overwhelming odds, the universe produced beings capable of wondering whether they truly understand the universe at all. That may be one of the most astonishing events in cosmic history. Because even if humanity never fully solves the mystery of existence, the search itself reveals something profound about consciousness. The cosmos did not remain silent. It evolved creatures capable of listening. And now, after centuries of exploration, science stands at the edge of an even greater realization. The deeper we investigate reality, the stranger it becomes. The closer we approach ultimate understanding, the more the universe expands beyond our grasp, as though existence itself is infinitely deeper than the human mind ever imagined, the edge of human understanding. There is a moment in every great journey where forward motion no longer leads to certainty, only to expansion of mystery. Cosmology has reached that moment. Humanity has mapped galaxies across billions of light years. We have detected the faint echoes of the early universe. We have observed black holes colliding, space-time bending, and invisible forces shaping the motion of everything we can see. And yet, the deeper we go, the less stable reality becomes. The Big Bang, once thought to be the ultimate beginning, now appears more like a boundary in our understanding rather than a true origin of existence. Behind it lie questions that refuse to settle into any final explanation. What came before it? Why do physical laws exist at all? Why does mathematics describe reality with such precision? Why is most of the universe invisible? And why does consciousness exist inside a cosmos that does not need it? Each answer science produces seems to open a wider horizon rather than closing the mystery. It is as if the universe is structured in layers, and every layer we uncover reveals another one beneath it. At this point, cosmology no longer feels like a story about distant stars. It feels like a confrontation with the limits of human thought itself. We begin to realize something deeply humbling. The universe is not obligated to be understandable, and yet, against all expectation, it partially is. That paradox sits at the center of modern science. Reality is both accessible and incomprehensible, predictable in its behavior, yet mysterious in its foundation, elegant in its mathematics, yet silent about its origin. The closer we approach the beginning of everything, the more language begins to fail. Time loses meaning. Cause and effect blur. Space itself becomes unstable under extreme conditions. Even our most powerful theories begin to converge toward regions where they can no longer speak clearly. It is at this edge that humanity finds itself today. Not at the end of knowledge, but at the boundary where knowledge transforms into something else entirely. A frontier where observation becomes reflection, and science becomes philosophy. There is a profound emotional weight to this realization. For centuries, humanity believed that understanding would eventually lead to final answers, that one day the universe would become fully explainable. But perhaps reality is not a problem to be solved. Perhaps it is an endless structure to be explored, each discovery revealing not closure, but depth. And yet, there is something beautiful in this uncertainty, because it means the universe is still larger than us, still greater than our imagination, still capable of surprising even the most advanced minds that study it. We are not looking at a completed picture of reality. We are looking at a fragment of something vast enough to contain infinite unknowns. And within that fragment, something extraordinary has happened. The universe has become aware of itself. Through human consciousness, matter has learned to observe its own origin. Through curiosity, the cosmos has developed a way to question its own existence. Through science, the universe has begun to map its own structure from within. That alone may be one of the deepest mysteries of all. Because even if we never find a final answer to the Big Bang, or to the nature of time, or to the true structure of reality, something irreversible has already occurred. The universe is no longer silent. It is thinking about itself. And as we stand at the edge of understanding, looking into a cosmos that grows more mysterious the deeper we look, we are left with a final realization. The Big Bang Theory may not be wrong, but it may be incomplete in ways we cannot yet comprehend. And perhaps that is the most honest position science can hold. Not certainty, but wonder. Not closure, but the beginning of an even greater question. Because the true edge of human understanding is not a wall that stops us. It is a horizon that keeps moving every time we think we have reached it. And beyond that horizon, the universe continues.